What's up, Tide fans? Stacey Blackwood here from Tide Talk Live. And today I want to talk about an offensive player and a defensive player that I believe is going to break out here in the 2022 season for the Alabama Crimson Tide. But as always, I want to hear from you guys. So jump in the comment section and answer today's question. I want you to give me one offensive player and one defensive player that you believe is going to be a breakout player for the Tide this fall. All right, as always, if you're not already, hit that like button, hit that share button, and make sure you are subscribed to our channel. We're trying to deliver the best content on the Alabama Crimson Tide and help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers. All right, let's just, before we dive into an offensive and a defensive player, can you believe we're just 68 days until Alabama kicks off against Utah State there in Tuscaloosa? And we're only about 40 days away from the start of fall camp. So the season is getting closer and closer as the days go by, and we're super excited about that. But we're going to be here all summer long on Tide Talk Live to talk about the Crimson Tide. All right, let's just start with the offensive side of the ball. Look, this is probably an easy guess. I'm going with Jamir Gibbs, the running back transfer from Georgia Tech. He is just an explosive playmaker, not only running the ball, but catching the ball out of the backfield, and he may even provide an impact on special teams as well. Gibbs is just one of those special talents that is able to do multiple things. And just anytime he touches the ball, he has a chance to take it to the house. We saw that in the 8A game when he broke off like a 75-yard touchdown run. I know that's a scrimmage, but you just saw the explosiveness that he has. And even Bryce Young talked about the playmaker that he is when he was at the Manning Passing Academy this past weekend. Young had some pretty lofty praises for the Georgia Tech transfer. So I'm excited about what Gibbs brings to this offense, kind of something different that this Alabama offense has not had, maybe since Josh Jacobs, with a guy who's able to catch the ball out of the backfield the way that Gibbs is able to. He's just going to bring a different dynamic to this offense that Alabama's not had in a couple of years, and it's just going to open up the game for Bryce Young and this 2022 Alabama offense. But let's switch over to the defensive side of the ball real quick before we end this quick episode. All right, look, Jamil Burrows generated a lot of buzz over the spring. He was a dominant player in the spring game. We know that he is a guy to look out for, but I'm going to go with another defensive lineman that is going under a body transformation like nobody's ever seen, and that's freshman defensive lineman Jahim Otis. He showed up to Alabama around 400 pounds, and he's checking in around 350 right now. Just looks like a completely different kid. He looks like he is bought into the system. He's bought into the process that Nick Saban and the coaching staff has there in Tuscaloosa, and he just looks like a completely different player. And he is a guy who I think, Alabama doesn't have a dominant defensive lineman. They don't have a Christian Barmore. They don't have a Quinnen Williams. So can Jahim Otis come in as a true freshman after the body transformation that he has had and become a dominant defensive lineman? I think he can. We'll see what happens once fall camp gets here. Is he going to continue to drop some weight? How much more weight is he going to lose? How powerful is he after losing all this weight? And how much quickness has he added after losing all that weight? So I'm excited to see what Jahim Otis can bring to the table here in 2022. And I'm expecting him to break out onto the scene and become a household name for Crimson Tide fans, and not just Crimson Tide fans, for SEC fans as well. So those are my on defense and Jamir Gibbs on offense. So I'm excited about those two guys, and I cannot wait to hear what you guys have to say there in the comment section. And so make sure, if you haven't already, jump in the comments right now. Give us your two players, one offense, one defensive player that you believe is going to be a breakout star for the Tide here in 2022. That's going to wrap this episode up. I really appreciate everybody tuning in, and until next time, Roll Tide.